Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, November the 20th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here for the day. The Dow closed down 66 points, the Nasdaq closed down 10 and a quarter, the S&P 500 closed down 6.5 points. We take a look at the breadth on the market today. We had 3,962 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We have about 2,327 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. So you can see breadth was in favor of the bears today, close to a 2-to-1 ratio there. Some stocks that were weak today in the market. We saw some profit taking of some of the financial stocks. They did hold up pretty well. I think Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, they were down the most. Goldman Sachs was down close to 1%. Citigroup was down 0.75%. Let's see, we saw some weakness in Apple today, even though it was only down a little under 1%. Some weakness in Cisco, some strength in Yahoo. We saw some strength in some of the energy names, such as RRC, COG. We had some strength in DVN. They gapped up on some news today, even though they faded the stock. Still keep that one on the radars. It will be a stock that people will be looking to put in play. JCPenney was in play today as well from earnings. We had some action in some of the biotech, such as GILD. CELG had some action in some of the healthcare stocks like Aetna and Humana. So, and some other stocks that we were watching today. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple names. Oh, and real quick, we also had GMCR and WSM come out with earnings. They came out with earnings after the bell today, so we'll take a look at those names as well. Let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. Closed down 56 cents, down 0.31%. Still above this 177.5 level. That would be the key level that you want to watch going into tomorrow. If we do break below 177.55, we do have the rising 20-day moving average that we have bounced off of before, right here, right here. So if we do hit 176.97, that will be the third test of that 20-day moving average, I would say, within the past 2 weeks. So the third one could be a charm. If it does break, the next level you want to watch would be around 176. If it holds that level intraday and you see some type of bottoming pattern on the intraday charts, that would actually be a good level to get long. Then, since they've been buying it off that level the previous two times they bought that level there. So let's go ahead and take a look at and as far as resistance goes, the level you want to watch for resistance will be right here around the 180. If we break above 180, then you want to watch 180.56. I don't expect this to happen though in the near term. Looks like a lot of sellers are starting to take a little bit of control in the markets now. We have 3 consecutive lower closes. Like I explained to you guys yesterday, we have not had 3 consecutive lower closes since back here in September. So today we had 3 consecutive lower closes. You can see a lot of the price actions involved in this little area right here, and that happens to be around the 176.75 area. So keep an eye on that. As far as the ES goes, you can see the ES is still holding up pretty steady here. 1770 is going to be the level to watch. If we hold 1770, if we break below 1770, you have the rising 20 moving average is around 1764. But 1770 is going to be a decent level to watch. If you take a look at the triple Qs, which is the Nasdaq 100 ETF, down 20 cents, down a quarter percent. Stopped right exactly at the 82.57 level. That was the level we gave out yesterday. You got a nice little bounce off of there. If you break below 82.57, then you want to watch the 82 level and then the 81.50. All right. As far as resistance goes, 83.40 again. 3 consecutive lower closes on the Nasdaq. We have not seen that back since back here in early October. So we definitely want to watch the price action going into tomorrow's session. And we do have some decent levels to work off on the triple Qs, and that sector, technology stocks, they have been pretty strong. So we will be doing some research to find out what are some good levels to buy some of these strong names at, and we'll go from there. Taking a look at the IWM, the Russell 2000 index was pretty much flat, closed at 109.33, down 4 cents. Sold off a little bit today, was able to recover those losses and close off of the lows. However, it is becoming a little bit more vulnerable as you see this nice little support level right here at 108.62. Almost got tested today. If it gets tested tomorrow and we break below that level, you have the rising 50-day moving average around 108.02, which we bounced off of before 2 weeks ago, and when we traded below it back here in October. They bought it, and they took it right back above that 50-day moving average. Let's go and take a look at the volatility index. The volatility index did sell off this morning, but got a nice bounce off of its lows. Really can't get worried about volatility until I'd say we get back above this 1450 or better yet 15 level. Right now we're still chopping in around from the range between say 14 and 12. Take a look at the U.S. dollar. The dollar got a bounce today on the FOMC minutes announcement, and we're back above that key 81 level. We break above today's highs around 81.20. The next level you want to look for on the dollar index is around 81.60. Again, we want to see if the dollar is strong. We want to see how the commodity stocks trade, how the basic material stocks trade, and go from there. The euro obviously sold off a little bit today. If that dollar was strong, the euro dollar down close to 1%. Wide range bar that just ate up the previous 3 bars or 4 bars worth of action there. Keep an eye on the euro, could come back down and get some selling pressure towards the 133.5 level. Watch that euro. Uh, One thing that I wanted to make sure I covered today was gold. We mentioned the fact that gold could be vulnerable for a breakdown if it was to break below the 1260 level. We got that breakdown today. The next level of support that we will be watching in gold will be down here towards the 1220 level, then back down here towards the 1120 level. Sorry, 1200 level, and then next level to watch will be back down here towards 1180. I do think 1180 is a target, and possibly even lower. You can see we have a possible head and shoulders breakdown. Not a textbook head and shoulders breakdown, but a nice little head and shoulders pattern that could be in play with the left shoulder. This action right here being the head, this action right here being the right shoulder. The 1260 level being the neckline, which we broke down below today. I'm pretty sure you have some people that got short gold with stop versus today's highs, and they're going to try to swing trade this down to 1180. So keep that in mind. If that does happen, we should see some of these gold miners sell off a little bit more. Take a look at the GDX, down over 3.5% today. Looks like it wants to go back down towards the June lows around 22.21. We break below 22.21. The next level we want to watch is going to be down here from 21 and then 1750. Really, this is coming from the monthly chart and the weekly chart, guys. So it could get real ugly in the gold mining stocks. So definitely, there could be some nice opportunity to the short side on those names if the selling pressure picks up in gold. So keep that on your radar. Then you can also take a look at the GDXJ, which is the gold mining juniors. They were down over 4.5% today. The level you want to watch on that would be down here around 32.84. You can see how the gold mining junior ETF is right on top of that low. It actually tested the June lows, and unlike the GDX, slightly above it. Looks like they're going in, they're selling those small cap gold mining stocks first. So keep those small cap gold mining stocks on your radar. That's going to be like the GFI, the AUIs, the HL, Heckler Mining, and stuff like that. What else? Let's go ahead and take a look at crude oil futures. Was expecting crude oil futures to get some type of bounce in this area. It's still hanging around here. However, if all the commodities start to sell, crude oil most likely will get dragged down with it. The level you want to watch in crude oil again is around say 96. Really, until we get back above 96 and stabilize, really can't be bullish on crude oil. More or less neutral down in this area. So if you want to watch crude oil if you want to watch crude oil via the ETF, you can take a look at USO, and USO was down 1/4% today, down 9 cents. This ETF does not have support until around 33 and 32.50 from these little pivot lows, and you can see that we've been basing on top of 33.50, which could be vulnerable for a breakdown possibly tomorrow. If the dollar pops up and the commodities are down, this thing could possibly break down tomorrow to that 33 level. Keep that on your radar. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of stocks real quick. I want to go over a couple of names that were moving today. GILD was up over 2% today. Could have another fall through day tomorrow. Looks like it wants to go back up to test the all-time highs around 73. Keep this one on your radar. Showed relative strength. RRC and CLG, some strong energy names. I'm not sure if there's any news out on these names here. RRC trading in a big range. I like how it gapped above the past 7 or 8 days worth of price action. Holding above 78, this thing could go up higher tomorrow towards 79. Keep this one on your radar. COG, another strong energy name today that showed relative strength. Did not close off on its highs, but I would say as long as it can hold above 34 in the next couple of days, this thing may start to catch a bid. Keep it on your radar. Still has a lot of resistance above it from the declining moving averages, and some trend line resistance right in this area around 36. But keep it on your radar. Chevron held up pretty decent today, I would say, after having a nice bullish day yesterday. Pretty much flat, only down 6 cents today. Keep this one on your radar for a breakout over today's highs around 122.80. Should get some decent follow through. Again, this is a Sim 50 play off the ExxonMobil strength, and since we're talking about this, let's go ahead and take a look to see how ExxonMobil held up today, which was only down a little bit, say under 1%. Still holding the rising short-term moving averages, so still looks pretty good. May pull back in a bit. A good level to watch this around would be around 93.25 or 93. What else do I want to cover here? So some energy names, an energy name that does look vulnerable for breakdowns. SLB looks like it's pretty weak. Could get a break below the 50-day moving average right here at 90.45, and then break below 90, and possibly trade back down towards, I would say, 88, or maybe better yet, even back down towards 86.75. Call it 87. Some technology stocks we want to look at. Apple. Again, Apple was pretty flat today, down $4.50, $4.55, down 1%. However, it does look like it could be vulnerable for a breakdown tomorrow. Keep Apple on your radar. If it breaks below 512, it can come down towards 505, that rising 50-day moving average. I actually like that setup. It's a nice range. Amazon, this has been a strong technology stock, down $2.37 today, down a little over 0.5%, down 0.65%. Not bad, still hanging in there. A level you want to watch on Amazon will be right here around 355 from prior support. Broke down resistance, we broke back above it, so support again. So 355 is a key inflection level on Amazon. You can see below it they're selling, above it they're buying. This time we want to see if it's going to hold for a possible higher pivot low. That could be setting up for a move back up towards the highs if the market does catch a short-term bottom from its 3-day selling pressure we've been getting here. Let's see what else. Let's go and take a look at GMCR since it does trade in the Nasdaq. GMCR had some action today. They had earnings after the bell. And if I bring up my other screen here and you take a look at the 5-minute chart, you can see the stock popped up all the way to a high of 68.75, sold off all the way to a low of 58.37. Now it's back at 64.06. A wild stock. The stock will definitely be in play tomorrow. So it's trading 64.09. Let's see where that's at. So it's going to be opening up above, most likely above all this little resistance that has been trading in this little range right here. Let me clean up the chart real quick. So if GMCR opens up tomorrow and it holds above, let's see here, if it could hold above this little range 64.60, this could possibly give you a nice decent long trade. We'll keep it on the radar. Also, we'll look over the numbers tomorrow in our live chat room, mywallstreettv.com. If you want to get access to that chat room, make sure you go to the website homepage and check it out. Sign up for the 14-day free trial, and we'll go from there. DE had earnings out today. They actually did pretty well. The stock gapped up and was not able to hold its gains. A key level that we were watching today in the chat room was 85, just for the fact that this is a nice little 4-month range. If it was able to hold above 85, we would have been looking to get long. And since it held below 85, they sold the stock. Keep an eye on this name as it could get a bounce right back up tomorrow. 85 is a key level on it. What else here? Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the financial stocks. Or let me go over one more technology stock that we're most likely going to be trading tomorrow. Juniper showed nice relative strength today. Had some buyers earlier last week on Thursday on the big gap down. Had a nice follow through day on Friday. 2-day pullback. Nice little buys came back in today. It's going to trigger along over today's highs. Actually going to set my alert now at 20:05, and we'll be watching that one tomorrow for sure. I'd definitely like to set up on that name. Let's see here. Lowe's, they had earnings out today. Stock is down over 6%. Got hammered. Keep an eye on Lowe's tomorrow. It has its 100-day simple moving average coming up right here around 46.85. I'm pretty sure some computer algorithms or some traders will be trying to trade. Lowe's off that level 46.85. One scenario that could happen is it breaks below 46.85, forms a little support at 46, and trades back up to close above that moving average, and then possibly trades higher. Or it breaks down below 46.85 and we get an ugly close and it closes right at 46, where the next support level from the pivot right here is. So keep an eye on Lowe's. We'll definitely be watching Lowe's again tomorrow, as the stock will be in play for the next couple of days here as people look to trade it around that earnings report. And then of course if you're looking at Lowe's, look at Home Depot. Home Depot down close to 0.75%, 0.78%, down 63 cents. This stock is going to have some decent support around 78. So if it pulls back again tomorrow, keep an eye on that 78 level. Let's go ahead and take a look at some financials. Goldman Sachs. Again, Goldman Sachs above that 50% channel line from our range that we have here. Again, we always draw 50% channel lines on any channel that we identify because it helps you, understand what side of the trade you should be on. Above the 50 bullish, below the 50 bearish, above the 50 look to get bullish again. If we fall back below the 50-day moving average, this thing can come back down to 159.77. However, it does have a lot of support from all these moving averages right here, so this one most likely will probably chop around a bit and try to continue its way higher since the financials have been strong. Just keep an eye on it right now. We'll see how it trades tomorrow. Bank of America again down close to 0.5% above 15. Just a little slight pause day, still looking pretty decent. Morgan Stanley showed some relative strength outside of the gate. Pulled back a little bit. The level you want to watch on Morgan Stanley would be right here at 30 from this prior pivot that we had right here that we broke out of last week, Thursday. 30, and then you can want to watch a 30-50 level, then maybe this 30-75 area. Last but not least, well, actually, we got two more to cover. JP Morgan, flat today, down to 5 cents. Still looks pretty decent. Could have some trouble trying to break past all this resistance right here. So I would not expect JP Morgan to break right above it. I think we probably get some consolidation, and then try to attempt to break past the 56.50. If not, we come back down here towards the 55.50 and chop around and see what happens from there. Citigroup down 40 cents today. Looks pretty interesting. I would say this thing's going to have some resistance right here around that. Let's see, let me draw my trend line here. This stock, Citigroup's going to have resistance from the trend line around 52. All right, and it has some short-term resistance right here at 51.50. If it does sell back down, you would want to look for support around the $50.10 level. Citigroup. What else? See, Yahoo technology stock made new all-time highs. Not new all-time highs. Sorry, made new 52-week highs by a penny or so, then reversed and closed near the lower part of the range. Still looking pretty good. Keep it on your radar. It could get a bounce easily up tomorrow. Netflix, want to make sure I cover this, and Tesla. So let's talk about these two stocks. Netflix, again, chopping around. We don't really be looking to do much in Netflix. A stock that you should stay away from right now. There's better ideas out there that are trading outside of a range. Tesla, it's right back at that 200-day exponential moving average. Probably wants to break down to the 200-day simple moving average, which is around 107. I would definitely keep the stock on your radar tomorrow because it could have a nice little fall through red bar. You can see it's trading below the short-term fast lines right here, the 8 EMA, the 5 EMA. So there is some momentum to the stock to the downside right now for the short-term action in the name. What else do we want to take a look at here? Aetna, Humana, some strong healthcare stocks. You can take a look at these names for some fall-through action tomorrow. Aetna looks pretty good. Target on this one's up here towards 66.50 first, and then of course back here up towards 67.50. Where I had this nice little gap fill right there. Nice little gap that we couldn't fill. Right there around 67.50 and 67.75, and then you have Humana, which is making new all-time highs today. So this one may even pull back a little bit, little top and tail. Let me talk about one more stock, Triple D. Again, we didn't have the stock on the radar yesterday. We missed it. We missed it again today, to be honest with you guys here. But it's sitting right on top of the 20-day moving average. Could get a bounce right here. It looks a little bit interesting now though because you have the 20-day moving average right there, and you have some pivot support that it made before it bounced up around the 67.50 level. So I would not be surprised if this thing flashes down a bit tomorrow and then gets some buyers. So Triple D is going to be on our top 6 radar watch list tomorrow as well. Have a great day, folks. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Actually, tomorrow morning in the chat room, and tomorrow afternoon for the midday market update video. Make sure you check out the website, wallstreettrading.com. If you're interested in trading with our prop firm, contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com, or you can contact us via the contact us button on the homepage. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.